it's Elise here at Bowman Library in our teen section with a whole new teen book spotlight with a completely different theme this week. So our theme is music. So we're taking a look at books that have some sort of musical theme or element to them. And what is so awesome about music is it's so much like books in that there's something for everyone. So our books this week, all of them kind of have like a little bit of a different take, so there's a little bit something for everyone here. So our first one is Spin by Lamar Giles, and I love this author. He's a Virginia author, so good. Highly recommend anything that he has written, and Spin is no exception. So Paris, or DJ Parsec, to her ever-growing legions of fans, is tragically murdered one night, minutes before one of her shows. Two of her former friends, Kaya and Fuse, who were both integral to her rise in fame, are shocked. But given all the drama that there was between the three of them towards the end of their friendship, some of them start thinking they had something to do with Paris's murder. In order to clear their names, Kaya and Fuse decide they need to put aside all of their animosity and they need to work together to solve this murder. Because if not, people are going to accuse them of being the murderers. This book is so much more than your normal murder mystery, and you will find yourself sucked into the music scene and behind the scenes to witness the ins and outs of making yourself the next big thing. Spin. An amazing nonfiction book, Symphony for the City of the Dead by M.T. Anderson. And I think M.T. Anderson is this amazing talent because he has written everything from historical fiction to sci-fi dystopian to nonfiction. Like, he can write just about anything. So Dmitri Shostakovich was a composer living in the Soviet Union, more specifically in the city called Leningrad at the time. In 1941, Hitler decided he was going to invade the Soviet Union, and the Nazi army surrounded the city of Leningrad with the goal of invading the city and then taking over. So if you remember back in history, this doesn't end up so well for the Nazi army. With the Nazi army surrounding the city, nothing or no one could come in or out of the city, leaving the citizens to start starving and face one of the most brutal winters in the history of the world at that time. As people start to die and give up, Dmitri decides that he's going to use his talents to bring people hope. He decides he's going to write a symphony that was going to bring hope, power, and rally the people to not give in to Hitler or the Nazis. This amazing nonfiction book will inform you of so many parts of history that you may not even know about, since this isn't really taught in school. We're taught, the Nazis go to invade the Soviet Union, and it doesn't really go so well, and that's part of the downfall, and what leads to World War II being over. This gives you so much more detail and is amazing. Symphony for City of the Dead. So On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. And for those of you who the name sounds familiar, this is by the person who wrote The Hate You Give. So you already kind of know you're getting an amazing story. So this is about 16-year-old Bree, who is just trying to get through high school with her dream of that she's going to become one of the greatest rappers of all time. But for right now, she's just trying to survive and help her widowed mother make ends meet. When she gets into an altercation at school with a security guard, who is white, she records a song she calls On the Come Up, which contains everything she wishes she could say, but she feels like she can't. The song soon becomes this huge viral hit, but while that brings some fame and potential fortune, it also brings the criticism and the breakdown of some of her most beloved relationships. Only Bree can decide what she wants from all of this. This raw, realistic book will have you cheering for Bree, but also examining yourself and how you see the world around you. On the Come Up. Oh, The Beauty That Remains by Ashley Woodfolk. So get the tissues out because this one is going to have you going through a whole bunch of emotions. Logan, Shay, and Autumn are all dealing with a major loss in their life. For Logan, it is his ex-boyfriend who died in an apparent suicide. Shay lost her twin sister to cancer, and Autumn's best friend was killed in a car accident. While they find themselves connected in their grief, they are also loosely connected to a local band called Unraveling Lovely, a band that still would have been together if not for Logan messing things up. Shay decides that the only thing that is going to help her deal with the loss of her sister is to get this band back together, even though she knows it is virtually impossible. But in her mind, they all need something to hold on to. If you're looking for a gut-wrenching tearjerker, then this is right up your alley, The Beauty That Remains. 10 Miles Past Normal by Frances O'Rourke Dowell. So when Janie was younger, she had no problem living on a farm in a small town. Now that she's in high school, though, she's kind of over it. She and her best friend Sarah decide it is time for a change, and they decide they're going to branch out and they're going to join a band. Things soon start to change for Janie, though, as she gains confidence through her playing. She actually realizes that she's not that bad of a guitar player, and she starts to make other friends. She doesn't have to be a wallflower, and she can be her own person. This is for anyone who is in high school or has gone through high school already and knows what it's like to try to figure out who you are. And our last one, Solo by Kwame Alexander. So this novel in verse takes you inside what it's like to be the son of a famous rocker. 17-year-old Blade Morrison has seen it all through his father's numerous drug and alcohol-induced downward spirals, and he is still grieving the loss of his mother. Considered by his father to be a constant disappointment, Blade finally has enough of his father's antics when a family secret gets revealed that changes everything. Blade decides he needs to get away, and he travels to Ghana. There, he starts to become the person he's always wanted to be and makes relationships that are more meaningful than anything else he's ever had before. Filled with music and musical references, you will find yourself in Blade's shoes and start to wonder, what would you do if you were in his situation? Also, this book has some pretty epic playlists that tie into the story as well. Solo. So these are just 6 of the books that we have here at Bowman and in the teen section that deal with some sort of musical element. So we encourage you to come on by, maybe check one of these out, or we are here to help you find maybe that perfect book that you are looking for. I hope you tune back next week when we have another teen book spotlight with a completely different theme, and have a great week.